Like a lot of people, I've had my dalliances with the Match 3 puzzle genre. What started with me innocently experimenting with Bejeweled quickly spiraled into an out-of-control puzzle quest addiction. But as I built up my tolerance for that style of game, I found that the sequels and spin-offs failed to recapture the magic. Azkend 2, The World Beneath, may not reinvent the Match 3 formula, but it does a great job of reminding me why I liked matching things in the first place. The sequel to the 2010 mobile phone game, this take on the genre merges the Match 3 gameplay with a compelling story that mimics the work of Jules Verne. We follow a 19th century explorer traveling from Liverpool to New York who gets caught in a wild windstorm that sends their boat wildly off course. This results in an epic adventure where we discover the many secrets hidden inside the belly of the earth. After each story beat, we're tasked with assembling a number of useful items, like a compass, binoculars, camera, and so on. Simply put, each collectible is split into several pieces, and it's up to you to complete the various puzzles and put them back together. Once you've done that, you'll search the area for clues and move on to the next chapter. The puzzles are presented as a large grid of hexagonal tiles, each made up of different images that are looking to get matched up. The goal for most puzzles is to keep matching pictures until every tile is colored blue, all before time runs out. Once you've colored the entire board, you'll collect the piece you need and move on to the next puzzle. When not coloring the board blue, players will have a chance to figure out several other types of puzzles. Sometimes there will be bugs that slowly climb to the top of the grid, while other times some of the tiles will be locked behind ice and fire. There are also puzzles that give no room for error, forcing a perfect run to win the prize. You'll rotate through these different types of modes for more than 60 stages. It's the large variety of special items and abilities that makes all the difference. You don't just piece together binoculars, you actually get to use them. Each item you craft will have a noticeable effect on the way the puzzle plays out. For example, the explosives will destroy nearby items. The sail will summon high winds that sweep away pieces. And the hammer spawns, well, a hammer. Some items are more interesting than others. The gameplay is quick and intuitive, even if it's not very original or deep. After initially laughing at how simple the concept felt, I was surprised by how invested I was in the story and unique wrinkles to the gameplay. It's fast-paced enough to make me completely forget that I'm largely doing the same thing from one stage to the next. The game does just enough to keep pulling me through all of its different locations. Unfortunately, when you're not taking in the story or matching tiles, the game has you attempting to track down clues in a completely out-of-place minigame. Instead of seeing a giant grid, we're presented with a gorgeously detailed picture of our current location. The viewfinder will show a small portion of the image, and it's our job to point to the spot in question. But look out, because pointing to the wrong part of the picture will result in a time penalty. I see what they were going for in this mode, but it never really fit in with the rest of the game. There came a point in our travels when Azkend 2 started to lose me. Not only was I growing wary of its repetition, but the obstacles were becoming more frustrating than fun. I kept running into aggressive insects that kept rushing the top before I had a chance to react, and too many of the puzzles ended up getting rearranged because I ran out of moves. These issues only got more annoying as I neared the conclusion, ultimately leaving me let down by my journey. Speaking of being let down, I found it nearly impossible to go from the PS Vita's touchscreen to using the analog stick on the PlayStation 4. This is a game built for quick swipes, so it's hard to get used to the slower pace on the PS4. Azkend 2 does attempt to split the difference with a DualShock 4's touchpad, and it's not a very good alternative. Even though it never quite reaches the same levels as Journey to the Center of the Earth or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Azkend 2, The World Beneath does manage to mix a compelling story with addictive Match 3 gameplay. It's not especially deep or original, but for a brief moment, this sequel reminded me why I liked the genre in the first place. Hey, thanks for watching our review. This has been a busy week. What with reviews of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, and Azkend 2, we still have some fun stuff coming up. Look for our take on Back in 1995, as well as the introduction of a brand new series called GamePro TV in Context. This is going to be a big feature that I'm incredibly proud of, so I hope you'll dig it. So, do me a favor and click the subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.